Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome to more Kingdom Cup battles. But first, I'm showing you this Giratina. I did actually go to a raid with a buddy of mine, and we did a Giratina altered form raid. It's kind of like a reminder that this form of Giratina is only going to be available until April 2nd, and then Origin form will be available. It might not be too exciting for some of you because this was available during Halloween, and it can't be shiny, unfortunately. I wasn't expecting the shiny variant. I think the shiny variant will probably come out in during Halloween sometime in October of 2019, probably with its Origin form as well. But be sure to check back for the Origin form April 2nd. That's when we'll be able to get it. And if you look on the way to the raid, I found a shiny Zigzagoon, so I put that on the other side. So really fun day for me, really fun day. Picking up a TM as well in this raid, and you know how good TMs are for PvP, especially for the cups, you know. So really fun, really fun. I think for this video I'm using similar Pokemon to what I have been using. I don't think anything new, but some of you had recommended that you wanted me to use Monferno, and I actually do have a Monferno, so I do plan on using Monferno. I also want to use Empoleon. I do not have an Empoleon, though I do. It's like 1600 something CP, so unfortunately it doesn't qualify for the Great League, but I do think Empoleon is a good Pokemon for the Kingdom Cup. It's Steel and Water type. It is weak to Lucario, so it is weak to fighting. It's also weak to ground, so it has some counters, but with Waterfall, I do think it's pretty good with its fast move, or at least decent, so one that I definitely want to use. Anyway, this Giratina, not that great. I do have better altered form Giratinas, so that's okay, that is okay. And now to move on to some Kingdom Cup battles. So yeah, I'm beginning with Dragonair. Now my Dragonair is only at like 1259 CP, I think, so it's not powered up. I did not purchase that secondary move, so not really invested in, but I do like using it for fun. I actually think Dragonair is a decent Pokemon for this cup, especially if you move it closer to 1500, so pretty good. It does have that Aqua Tail. It also has Wrap if you want to purchase a secondary move. So pretty fun Pokemon, pretty interesting Pokemon. Altaria is going to beat it, but we do have the Lucario out now, and Lucario is able to knock Lucario is able to knock out Altaria, and then we do have the charge moves ready to go. Getting off Power Up Punch, he's going to let it go through, not blocking him. We're going to get off another Power Up Punch. I believe he blocks. Yes, he does. So he does go ahead and block that one. And now he gets off Psyshock, which is going to knock us out. So both of us down shields. Bringing in Charizard, going to knock him out, and his last Pokemon is Alolan Dugtrio, and that Alolan Dugtrio is going to be weak to fire, so we're going to be able to knock him out and take the win. So, Alolan Dugtrio, another interesting Pokemon that I do want to try. I actually don't think it's that bad either, because it is a ground type, and you know how good Bastiodon is, so Alolan Dugtrio can beat Bastiodon. It could also hit Lucario, but at the same time, Lucario could hit Dugtrio, so I think it's okay. I mean, it's definitely one that I want to try out. But anyway, this time we both lead with Lucario, and I'm able to knock him out first, lucky me, but he does bring in Kingdra with his Water Gun, and he's going to knock us out. We're doing a lot of damage to that Kingdra because Kingdra is a frail Pokemon. I was going to switch because I thought I had Bastiodon in the back, but I didn't, so I didn't switch. So I guess you could call that a mistake, not realizing what I had in the back. So that's definitely something you want to do during tournaments, is remember all the Pokemon you bring with you into the match. You know, but we're going to bring in Charizard this time around. Going for the shield because Charizard is frail. We don't want to take that Dragon Pulse. I think we could have survived it, but we would have been very, very low. So we would have ended up losing. So, of course, we had to block. He does bring in Kingdra, and his Water Gun almost took me out, but Dragon Claw is going to be able to knock him out. So, very close battle in that. I really enjoyed that one, but we do go ahead and pick up a win. And if you noticed before, I got a TM out of PvP match, which I think was only the second time that happened, so really cool. He begins with Alolan Dugtrio, not a good lead, switches into Altaria. I'm going to pull a switch into my Altaria because I don't have Bastiodon with me again, unfortunately. Just trying teams out without Bastiodon. I am using Bastiodon in this video as well, but I do want to use teams without it just to see how it works. I'm going to let him take me out, and actually he doesn't take me out, excuse me. I thought that Sky Attack would have knocked me out, but his Lucario is going to take me out, and I'm going to bring in Charizard, trying to bait the shield with Dragon Claw. He falls for it, or well, maybe he didn't fall for it, but he just didn't want to take a chance, which I totally get. But we're going to try and bait the shield, although I didn't think he would fall for this one, but he actually does. But Dragon Claw, I think, would have come very close to knocking it out, if not knocking it out anyway. But he does knock out my Charizard, and now we bring in our Lucario, knock him out. He brings in Alolan Dugtrio, and that is strongest Lucario, so it's doing good damage to us. But we were able to knock it out with Power Up Punch. If he had one shield left, I think he would have won that match. But a very good game. Alolan Dugtrio, as I said, another Pokemon I do want to use and do want to try out. But I'm not sure if I have one. I have to check. But anyway, I have my Lucario. He has his Altaria, and I'm going to go ahead and throw up the shield and use that Shadow Ball, hoping that he would think I was trying to bluff him, and it actually works. He thought I was going to go for Power Up Punch, so we do get off that Shadow Ball using Power Up Punch now, and he's going to block this one, so we actually do call that correctly, although he is really damaging our Lucario, which is kind of unfortunate, and he's forcing shields, so, but it is what it is. We do have a beefed up Lucario. It's going to go down right here, though, but we did do some damage to it, bringing in Altaria, which is pretty good against Lucario. He brings in his Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to switch into my Bastiodon, and I know that I could just let him go to work with Psyshock and Ice Beam and use his Powder Snow, whatever. It doesn't matter what moves Alolan Ninetales has. We're going to be able to tank it all, save up those charge moves, save up that Flamethrower to use against Lucario. That was basically my idea, and then I was tapping on Flamethrower, but he was able to get the move off before I was, but that's okay because we didn't feint. I thought I wouldn't feint in that, but I knew it was going to be close. Bringing in using Sky Attack with my Altaria, and we're able to finish that match. So yeah, we're able to take the win, and that is a good game. And we're going to go ahead and jump in using Flygon. This time he brings Lucario's perfect lead match for us. So as I said, it's very crucial to have a good lead. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to lose the match, but you definitely don't want to have the worst lead matchup. You want to have the best lead as possible. You guys know that. But either way, both of us are down shields. He uses another Power Up Punch, and I'm going to let that go through, and he's going to knock us out. Time for me to bring in my Lucario. We can knock him out just fine. And he brings in his Kingdra. Now, Water Gun is neutral to Lucario, but Lucario is a frail Pokemon, so it's going to not be able to take those Water Guns at all. Not well, at least, but we do use Power Punch and knock it out, but we're very weak. But his last Pokemon is Scizor, so we got quite lucky because we have Charizard in the back and still have a shield. Now, I didn't need to use that shield. We could have survived that X-Scissor and still knocked it out, but yeah, Charizard is going to make quick work of Scizor. If you face a Scizor, Charizard is definitely the way to go, or any fire Pokemon in general. This time I'm beginning with my Altaria. He begins with his Flygon. Now, Flygon is good, but, you know, against Altaria, because you're going with Dragon Breath with Altaria, any Dragon Pokemon with Dragon Breath is basically going to be able to beat Flygon, because Flygon is not a really bulky Pokemon. It's actually a frail one, but similar to what you've seen before, Bastiodon versus Altaria, and Bastiodon is able to survive hits. It's able to knock out that Altaria and charge up moves just fine. I think this was a misclick, guys. I have no idea why I went for Flamethrower. I was meaning to go for Stone Edge. I do go for Stone Edge now, and he's going to go ahead and block that. But yeah, I was meaning to go for Stone Edge. I don't know why I went for Flamethrower, whatever. Not really a big deal. I do switch out into my Altaria, and we get a Sky Attack off right now. That's going to knock Flygon out, and he brings out his Lucario. So I'm going to let this go out. I figured it wasn't enough to fully charge up a Shadow Ball, so I was thinking it would be Power Up Punch. He's not able to bluff me out. We do go ahead and use that Sky Attack, and yeah, he's going to make quick work of our Pokemon, but I bring in Lucario, and I do have a shield, so this is going to be GG. We're able to win because we had a shield left, and Lucario could just take it out with counter, so really good game. And we're going to jump in battling subscribers. Thanks for the battles. I really enjoy the battles. And yeah, beginning with Bastiodon. He does begin with his Altaria. And you guys have seen this in the previous match, that it's so good against Bastiodon, so good against Altaria. He does bring in Celio, which I don't think I've faced before in this cup. Now, Celio is actually a good Pokemon. I wasn't thinking that it would be good for this cup, but it is if it has Water Gun and Aurora Beam. Now, when he used Aurora Beam against Altaria, I was thinking it would be Water Pulse or Body Slam. I wasn't thinking Aurora Beam, so I guess that was a mistake on my end. I don't know if it was a mistake or just a bad read or whatnot, but I wasn't thinking it would be Aurora Beam, but I guess I shouldn't have risked it. I should have used a shield there, I believe. But anyway, doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and use that Shadow Ball. He's going to go ahead and protect his Altaria. And lagging a little bit, but, you know, it doesn't really affect the course of the match too much. We knock out that Altaria, and now he brings in Skarmory. Another Pokemon I think is pretty good for this cup, so I do want to use it some more. Getting off that Shadow Ball. He does knock out Lucario, but we're able to get off a Stone Edge. We didn't even need a Stone Edge. We would have still knocked it out, but that's okay. We're able to take the win despite losing that Altaria immediately to Aurora Beam. So that was a really difficult loss. But yeah, if you're going up against Steelio in this cup, I would expect Aurora Beam and Body Slam probably with Water Gun. So yeah, it was definitely definitely something that I've learned, because as I said, I haven't faced Steelio before in this cup, so I really wasn't super sure what I should be expecting, but now I know. So if I do go up against the Steelio again, I know that the best way to go is probably protecting, you know, against when I have those dragon types out, right? You know, guys know what I mean. So lagging a little bit, I decided to stop my attacks because I see him not attacking. So I figure he's lagging on his end, and I don't want it to be unfair. You know, if I notice an opponent lagging, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my attacks and whatnot if I can. But anyway, using my Charizard against his Altaria, I'm gonna go ahead get off another Dragon Claw. Now Altaria, for the most part, does beat Charizard, but you know, Charizard does charge up Dragon Claws really fast, so that's really good for us. Able to do some damage. We're actually able to take both his shields and still do damage to him, so able to knock that out. I think there was a little bit more lag there, but anyway, he does bring Skarmory in, and we're going to go ahead get this Dragon Claw off, and that is going to finish Skarmory. So I'm not sure if we really counted this game because he did lag a lot, and that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, click on one of the links to check out another one of my videos that you'll probably enjoy.